Yeah, that's a great question. So when you do subscription-based billing, now you're kind of stuck, right? Because you've got the price, the client's paying the price. You can't go back to the client 6 months ago and say, I kind of screwed up on the price. I'm losing money. I need to increase your price by double. That doesn't work. So what you have to do is you kind of force yourself to be using technology. It forces yourself to figure out how do I get my labor down. It forces yourself to get within that percentage or that gross profit margin percentage that you need as a company. And with us, we tried many different solutions, and we tried different solutions all across the world. And what we found is a lot of times it would, your team would go into a black box, right? You'd send them information and go to somebody, you have no idea who's doing it. They'd come back wrong. You'd send it back. Someone else might be changing it or modifying it. It was just kind of a really weird dynamic. And then we looked for integrity. What we did is we were looking for something that we could have a contact with the exact person that's going to be actually doing the work. And that was huge because now we're working virtually, right? So our team is spread throughout the United States. Our clients are spread throughout the United States, Canada, and many different countries. And with that, why does it make any difference if our team is from India, the Philippines, Czech Republic? It doesn't make any difference where they're from, just as long as we can communicate and we're in the same time zone. So the nice thing about it was India is not in the same time zone, but with Integrity, they allowed their team to work in different times so that we can actually work with them hand to hand. So if somebody has a question about a bank rec, instead of slacking them or getting an answer the next day or whatever, they can just pop right in and talk to that same individual, no different than they could if that person lived in the States, which made it really nice. So that was a huge benefit that they were on the same time zone. When you're interviewing these people or when you're meeting these people, it's important for the skill sets. Maybe you just need somebody that does bank recs and you don't need somebody that does high-end stuff. Well, that's a different skill set then. And you have to make sure that you're looking for that skill set. If you need somebody that's going to do month-end journal entries, really high-level stuff, you need to make sure that you're interviewing for that person, make sure you get that right person for that job. And with Integrity, it was nice because you can actually truly interview the candidates that that's going to be on your team, which is nice. Whereas the other firms, they didn't allow that. It was more of okay, we'll put the team together for you, and here it is, and you just don't know who that team is or Integrity. It was actually became a real person versus a black hole. They spoke very good English because that was another big issue that we had to have. They had to be able to speak English so that we can understand things. And English is a second language. Correct me if I'm wrong, in India. And some people speak better than others. And so it's important when you're interviewing that person, depending upon the level of English that you need to have, if that person's more client facing, or you might need somebody with a higher with very little dialect. You might need somebody that doesn't make any difference because they're doing certain things. So it's important that to be a big part of it. Well, I can answer the second one a little bit easier. With the onshore versus offshore, we've got specific roles that our offshore people do. So we don't hire people onshore to do those roles. So the bank recs, the paying the bill, setting up the bills, the invoicing. There's certain things that we have the Integrity team do that we do not have the team on the onshore team do. So it's a role decision on the offshore versus onshore. With the number of Integrity folks they have per, how we determine that is we actually line up 1-for-1. So if we have an accountant, we also have an Integrity person that person's responsible for. So if we have 15 accountants, then we've got 15 Integrity folks out there. They may work 10 hours, they may work 20 because you're buying them in different blocks, and that varies per person. But we assign an individual per accounting person. We find out that works really, really well. With the scaling itself and hiring people, that's pretty tricky because we're always trying to get ahead of the curve, right? Because the demand is so high that we've got to be able to be nimble with that. And the nice thing about being remote is that the world is the world's there for you. So you've got a lot of candidates out there, not just in Tampa, Florida, or Fort Wayne, Indiana, or something like that. You've got people all across the United States that can help out, or the world for that matter. So again, scaling's a little different. Why we decided to do it, it was just we just wanted to be bigger than what we were. We just wanted to grow, and we felt that growth was the way that our team can get bigger raises, our team can do, different things within the company. And it was just a nice benefit, or it was basically the purpose, I guess, is to be bigger than what we were. And that growth is very, evident there with that 35% plus average growth that we've had, over the years.